Hey, okay, so it's GODOVERYOU, obviously, if you couldn't read, and I'm going to go out on a limb here and expect nobody probably thought I sounded like a 3-year-old Swedish girl, but I really do. That having been said, I don't do videos, I don't do tutorials, really, so you'll have to bear with me on this. I just want to do a real quick explanation of spamming or link spamming on a macro level, because there was something that came up on Backlinks forum recently where we were going to have, or we are having, a little contest, I suppose, to pit link spamming against homepage backlinks, and I found, or at least feel, there's a little bit of a misunderstanding about what link spamming is. I very plainly said that I planned on building millions of interconnecting links and ranking the site that way, and I don't think people really understood what that meant, so I will explain it, or at least do it the best I can in a very short amount of time. What we have here is the red star with the green gushy center is the money site. Then we have Spam Circle 1. I call Spam Circle 1 the prude, and the reason is because it only accepts links from less spam-ridden sources, so to say. It's not out there just doing everything on the street. Then you have Spam Circle 2, which I affectionately call the whore, and that's because it gets pimped out to all of my other low link building activities. And how it works is this: you have your money site, which receives links from Spam Circle 1, which receives links from Spam Circle 2, which receives links from Xrumor 1, which receives links from Server 2, Server 3, Server 4. But just looking at this, it's harder for people to really appreciate what goes on here other than its face value. So what I'm going to do is tell you a little bit more about how it works. Spam Circle 1, for some guys it might be an SE Nuke Blast, it might be Link Whale Bandit, it might be Backlinker from bhseos.com, it might be whatever kind of spam you like to do. What I will put here is often, forum posts or other things that are generally very well worded, but still done on a mass level and automated. If you're looking for an easier way to do this, you might use an SE Nuke Blast here. Spam Circle 2, we're going to beat up on with links. And these will have, maybe Link Wheel Bandit links. Okay, so you'd, hypothetically speaking, and this is purely hypothetical, you might have Link Wheel Bandit linking to all your SE Nuke links, which then links to your money site. There's all sorts of terms for that setup. It could be link pushing, it could be whatever. It doesn't have to be links from those two programs. I'm just using them as examples because I know a lot of people on the forum use both of those programs. So that having been said, that's why I'm using them as examples. This maybe could be Facebook fan pages, and maybe this is Facebook likes. I don't know. Yeah, use your own creativity here to figure out how you do your little spam circles. But a lot of people do this upper part. Okay, this is pretty easy for people to understand because here you might only be talking about 20 links, and here you might be talking about 200. And people can grasp that. They can, wrap their hands around that, wrap their arms around it. They can understand that it's not a problem. This, apparently, is where there's a lot of misunderstanding. What you have is you have a program like Xrumor that will post on multiple different content management systems in auto-proof type fashions that are maybe only protected by CAPTCHAs or little things like that. Now, that's pretty easy to understand. Okay, so you maybe have 20,000 spammy no links that go to these spammy links, that go to these spammy links, that go to your money site. This is still pretty easy for most people to grasp, okay? You know, we're talking 20,000 links to 200 links to 20 links to one page. Not that, you know, that's not too complicated. A lot of people can grasp that. Here is the problem. I'm going to use XRumor as a hypothetical example, just because it's, once again, the most common thing out there. It's easy for people to wrap their arms around and understand, but this is where it's going to get a little bit deeper. As, let's say, server 1 is posting links to Spam Circle 2, there, in my case, is an FTP client that runs in between servers. Okay, server 4 has an FTP client to server 3, has an FTP client connection to server 2, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so all 4 of these machines can automatically, I have them set on their own to download files from each other. So XRumor 1, or server 1, let's say, will be posting links to Spam Circle 2. And let's say it's posting for 10 minutes. And let's say I have the FTP connection set up to download the success file every 10 minutes. So server 2 will be set up at every 10-minute intervals to download the links list, the success links list, from server 1. It will then use that success list from server 1, which is posting to Spam Circle 2, to run its own run, and all the links it's posting are links that Spam Server 1 has created. So if this is just posting to forums, this might be posting to blogs, or it might be posting to other forums, or whatnot and so forth. But it will constantly be refreshing its links list, not its posting to links list, but its list of URLs that it's using to build links to from server 1 on a set interval. So as this thing's going on, posting 100 links, 200 links, 300 links, and so forth, server 2 will be downloading that ever-growing collection of links to post links to itself. Then you get to server 3, which maybe is set to 10 minutes, maybe it's set to 15 minutes, whatever the case may be. It's now downloading the success links list from server 2 to use as its links list to post links to. So server 3 will post links to links created on server 2, which will post links to links created on server 1, which will is still posting links to Spam Circle 2, which in the case of Link Wheel Bandit will constantly be repairing the links, which is then posting links to Spam Circle 1, which is then posting links to the money site. So you have server 1 posting links here. Server 2 downloading that success list, posting links to the success list. Server 3 downloading the success list from server 2, posting links to the success list from server 2. Server 4 will be downloading the success list links from server 3 and posting to those links, and so on and so forth. So you want to go down and down the chain you go. But this is an automated system to build tiered links. Now, midway through our discussion of the little contest, somebody had brought up, well, the other person should have more resources. Here's why that makes a big difference on my end. If I can increase my number of resources, even just by 50%, I can add 2 more servers. So then I have server 6 posting from server 5, posting from server 4, posting from server 3, posting from server 2, posting from server 1, posting to the Spam Circle. On top of that, I don't necessarily need to run 1, 1, and 1, and 1. I could run all 3 of these other servers to be posting links just from spam server 1's success list. So literally, I could reduce the number of tiers from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down to 1, 2, 3, 4. But on tier 4, there would be 3 active servers posting links that server 1 created. Or you could also go down to, let's say, 3 tiers. You could have spam circle 1, spam circle 2, and then have servers 1 and 2 post to spam circle 2, and have servers 3 and 4 grabbing the links list from servers 1 and 2 and posting a 3rd tier to those success links lists. And as I could get the access to more resources, what that potentially lets me do is build stronger and stronger tiers and stacks. And every server, in this case, let's say, represents a stack of links, because each will have their own success links list, and therefore they will represent their own tier. So in throwing in more servers suddenly, it changes the potential link velocity for each stack considerably, because the link velocity for server 1 will all of a sudden become too slow to compensate for the link velocities for the servers behind it. So when we begin to modulate how we're going, or dictate how we're going to use resources, to suddenly say, well, he can't generate as many links and therefore he should get additional resources, really isn't what I was talking about ever to begin with. If you're going to give him more resources, I should also be able to gather more resources. And in gathering those additional resources, it exponentially increases the authority and the number of links I can create literally in 10-minute intervals. I mean, it's not even really a humorous topic to joke around with link velocity versus resource management. And that's what this is. This comes down to resource management. Nonetheless, this explanation kind of was needed because what I had seen from a lot of the backlinks forums questions was a misunderstanding of what millions of interconnecting links really meant. You know, they understood on a face value what it meant to have millions of backlinks or create millions of backlinks, but nobody really seemed to understand how that worked. You know, how does that relate, and how do the number of servers I have at hand increase the potency of what I do? And mind you, I'm just using XRumor as an example. I mean, spam server number 1 could be running Backlinker to Link Wheel Bandit to SE Nuke to Money Page, and then, you know, this could be running, I don't know, 6 emitter, not that I'd ever use in that capacity, and this could be running Scrapebox, and you get the point. XRumor is just a generic utility to illustrate what's going on. The nice thing about XRumor is if you've ever been to marketingplaythings.com, which is Larceny's blog from bhseos.com, you'll have read the tutorial where in XRumor 7 Beta 5, XRumor can now cache links live. And what that means, it can constantly refresh the links lists it draws upon. How I got around that before using this system was just with the scheduler. So the scheduler might be set to run a 10,000 links list based on the success list that I had predicted it would download by the time the scheduler was set to run. With the feature in Beta 5, that's no longer a concern, but nonetheless, this is an explanation of link spam on a macro level. You know, a lot of guys think of link spamming as just Scrapebox to, you know, SE Nuke to Muddy Site. But that's not what I'm talking about here. It's not going to get you millions of links. And when you're talking about link spam on a macro level, this is really a dumbed down, kind of simple graphical representation of it. I mean, it gets much larger than I'm really willing to go into in a video, quite honestly. But you can see how in this system, let's say this is all form links, this is all bulletin boards. If these two are running guest books, let's say, you can see how indexing doesn't become a problem here and here. So that's kind of an explanation, and take care.